Well, everyone, you might be in a situation where you want to go and see how the Samsung Galaxy S24 compares against the Samsung Galaxy S22. Luckily for you, I have a video for you. Now, I will tell you both these phones are very good. I like both of them. I've used the S22 for so long now that I'm used to this type of design, but the S24 definitely is a pretty good upgrade. If you want, upgrading it might be a good choice. I guess we'll find out in this video. But if you want to pick up some phones I would recommend buying this year at any point, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both of these phones, you can see that if I didn't tell you which one is which, you probably would not be able to tell which one is which. The S22 is on my right, the S24 is on my left, and with the Galaxy S22, you're still getting a very good looking phone. This particular phone on the front has a 6.1-inch dynamic AMOLED display, and it's a pretty good looking panel. It's a phone that I think is going to hold up very, very well for the next several years, and I do think if you're planning on buying a phone, this one makes a lot of sense. It's a very good phone in a lot of different ways, and I, for one, I'm a humongous fan of the way Samsung approached this device. 120Hz display as well, and it's still a very good looking panel. Like, what's there to say? I think Samsung did a really good job with this phone back then, and it still looks very, very good. It looks very much similar to something like the S24. Now with the S24, you're getting a slightly bigger 6.2-inch dynamic LTPO AMOLED display. Now this panel is better because it gets brighter, it's a little bit bigger, and still maintaining 120 Hz. I don't know why Samsung always switches between 6.1 and 6.2. They always kind of go back and forth. But with this one, I think the 6.2-inch is probably the best, and I think this is a very good middle ground of having a bigger display, like slightly bigger, you're barely even going to notice. But also with the design change that Samsung did, they actually end up giving us a flat side this particular year over the curved side on the S22. So I haven't really seen too many people kind of showcase this side by side, but if you kind of tell, it's kind of hard to tell over the camera, but I can definitely tell that the Galaxy S22 was definitely more curved. The S21 was not that not that flat. The S22 was way more flat. The S24 is now completely flat. It's basically like the iPhone 15 right now. It's almost identically the same as that phone, which is insane. So you can see up the top, we do have like an extra microphone hole here, which is pretty interesting. On the bottom, you can see SIM card trays in the exact same spot, still having USB Type-C ports here too, which is very cool. And it still looks like a very, very good phone. There's not really that much to complain about on the Galaxy S22, but especially there's not that much to complain about on the Galaxy S24. So on the backside here, you're getting your triple camera setups here, which is very cool. Once again, having triple cameras is very nice. I'm a big fan of having, these types of sensors, and they're basically giving you that on here. There's no camera bump on the Galaxy S24. There's basically just no bump at all. But you can see that the lenses do protrude a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell, but the lenses do protrude a little bit on the S24. So keep that in mind. They're not really covered like on the S22, but it's not a big deal. I did talk about it a couple years ago though. You're essentially getting your particular wireless charging here, which is really cool, and reverse wireless charging, which is awesome. You're getting IP certification as well. And overall, there's still a lot of stuff to love about both these phones. I think Samsung's done a really good job with both of them, and I'm still a massive fan of both these devices, without a doubt. So from that perspective, it definitely gets a thumbs up for me. Now on top of that, from a software and longevity perspective, you are going to be getting a longer lasting phone on the Galaxy S24 every single day of the week over something like the Galaxy S22. The S22 is a very good phone. I still like this phone a lot. But this phone, I don't know how long it's going to last. Like there's a chance it's not going to last that long. So that's kind of the sad thing going on for this particular phone. But still a phone like the Galaxy S22 still supported with software for now. But the biggest advantage of the S24, I would say, is its software. You're going to be getting a phone that's probably going to last like 7 years. That's what Samsung's stating. 7 years from now, from the day it was released, which is crazy. So that's a very long time to have a phone supported, and that makes me very happy buying a phone like this because you can just continuously use this phone year over year over year and still get a long supported phone. So thumbs up for me from there. In terms of performance, let's go ahead and do a speed comparison between both of these phones. The Samsung Galaxy S22 had that Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chipset inside with 8 gigs of RAM. The S24 has that Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset inside with 8 gigs of RAM on the base model, but it does go up to 12. This one has 8. So let's go and see which one's a faster one between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared out in the background. S24 is here, S22 is here. Let's get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Wow, that was actually a pretty big difference there. Messages 3, 2, 1. Okay, definitely noticing some big differences. Cool, let's do camera 3, 2, 1. Okay, like a slight difference there. Let's go and take a photo. This one did have night mode, this one did not. Totally okay. Galaxy Store 3, 2, 1. So we're actually kind of seeing some differences here. So between the S23 and S22, I didn't really see any, 3, 2, 1. But with the S22 to the S24, there's actually some bigger differences here, which I'm actually really happy about. I love seeing big differences between two different, software versions, and this by far is looking to me like a pretty big update or a pretty big change. Let's try Snapchat, 3, 2, 1. Okay, two different kind of things going on. Let's go and try Bofa, 3, 2, 1. So this one is if you saw that this one did glitch up a little bit when opening up the application, which was very, very interesting. X and Twitter, 3, 2, 1. This one is kind of being weird. It's like glitching up while I'm opening it up. That's very strange to me. I do have some of these games in the game hub or whatever. It's kind of annoying. I don't know why that's the case. Okay, there we go. Let's try something like Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And I hate how these games always show up here. I wish I could just remember to take them off there. But you can see right here, two different panels. Again, this one did have the download and config thing. But even without the download and config thing, if I just kind of looked at it, you were still getting it faster on the Galaxy S24. So that right there is kind of one big thing to kind of keep in mind there as well. So, I mean, that was a pretty big difference there. Let's go and just get into this game, 3, 2, 1, okay? Which I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference. But I guess we can kind of wait and see. And it's like about the same thing, so not really that big of a difference there. Getting back into this other game, let's go and try something like Stack, 3, 2, 1. And one thing I noticed is like the app opening sometime on the Galaxy S22 is slower and more glitchier. And I'm noticing that the S24 is consistently kind of becoming a faster phone now, which is very cool. So if you're wanting the faster phone, I mean, you might be getting it on the Galaxy S24, which is very good. Personally, I love having a phone that's faster, and it's so fun comparing these two older ones, like comparing the older one versus the new one, because this is where we start seeing some bigger differences, which I'm so happy to kind of see. So we'll do one more. Let's try like Snake versus Blocks, 3, 2, 1. And without a doubt, I'll definitely tell you, if you're wanting the faster phone, the Galaxy S24 is definitely going to be giving you the faster phone. Even though it's slight differences, I think the S22 is still a very fast phone. But from what I can tell, the faster phone is definitely on the Galaxy S24 this year, which is massive. Now in terms of the camera side, like I mentioned before, you are definitely getting the better camera setup on something like the Galaxy S24. So you can see that the lenses on the S24 are also bigger, which is very cool. You're getting 8K capability on the back, 4K at 60 on the front. That's some really cool, resolutions to be able to film in. That's a massive improvement, from the S10 that was like a couple years ago. But since the S20, they've kept it about the same. But you can see with the S20, 3 or S22 here, very good type of camera. You're getting 30x zoom here, which is great. You're getting 0.6x zoom on the outside, which is still very good. And it's a very solid lens for the most part. You're getting portrait mode, which is great, video mode, and other more. You're getting a lot more options here too, which is genuinely still very nice. Again, I love having these types of cameras that have tons and tons of features built in. Same thing with the Galaxy S24. This type of camera is amazing. It has a very good, this is the best camera you can probably buy on a phone right now. It's very good. I don't know if it's like that much better than the S22 to be completely honest, but Samsung has done a really good job with these types of cameras, which is very good. I would say they're definitely better than iPhones as well. You're getting your portrait mode here, video mode, and again, under more fairly similar options that you were getting on the Galaxy S22. So there's not really even that big of a difference there, but you are getting overall the better phone in general in every single way on the Galaxy S24 than for something like the Galaxy S22. So to kind of sum it up, what I'll definitely tell you is I definitely do think a phone like the Samsung Galaxy S24, it's definitely the better phone. It's definitely a big upgrade coming from the S22. I think just from the software standpoint alone, I think it's massive, but you're also getting a better performing phone, better camera, better battery life, better display, better build quality as well. Like this is definitely the phone I'd recommend a vast majority of people to buy if you're in the market for a phone. Then the Galaxy S22 is also a very, very good phone. I think this makes sense to buy it, but I would probably just say, hey, if you're in the market, just go for something like the S24, and that might be the better option for you. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video.